You are connected to souls you have never met and to places you have never visited. How often have you prayed for others? How many supplications in Ramadan have you raised to Allah on behalf of those who are ill, those facing death, or those who have been killed? How many people might be making du'at for you without your knowledge? Du'at is your link to Allah, but it is also a bond that ties human souls together, even if they have never met in this life. In the Barzakh, you may encounter people you never saw in this world, yet the connection you share with them was formed here. Imam Ibn al-Jawzi, rahimahullah, passed away on a Friday, the 12th of Ramadan in the year 597 Hijrah, and was buried beside Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, rahimahullah. Even greater is the resting place of Abu Bakr and Umar, may Allah be pleased with them, who are buried next to the Prophet ﷺ, where millions pass by and greet them together. While we cannot be buried beside the Prophet ﷺ or Imam Ahmad, we can still seek to be laid to rest among righteous Muslims. Abdullah ibn Nafid relates that a man died in Medina. A companion of his later saw him in a dream appearing as one of the people of hellfire. Later he saw him again in a dream, this time among the people of paradise. When asked about this change, the man replied, "Yes, I was among the inhabitants of the fire, but a righteous man was buried among us and interceded for 40 of his neighbors, and I was one of them." Being buried among Muslims is important, but it is not always about physical closeness. The bond between believers goes beyond time and place. One man narrated that while traveling to another town, he stopped at a masjid to rest. A janazah entered and he decided to join the funeral prayer. He did not know the deceased, but thought to earn the reward by following the procession to the cemetery. At the grave, he found himself alone with the body, as there were no family members present. He sat and said, "O Lord, this is your guest. I do not know him, but if a guest came to me, even if unknown, I would still honor him. So how about you, O Allah, and you are the most generous of the generous?" After making this du'a, he returned to the masjid to rest. In a dream, a man in white appeared and asked, "Are you the one who prayed for me?" When he inquired who he was, the man replied, "I am the one you just buried, and by Allah, He has forgiven me because of your supplication." From Allah's mercy is that He multiplies the paths for His mercy to reach the believers in all states. One of the remarkable aspects of Muslim funerals is that many attendees often do not know the deceased, especially in places like Mecca and Medina, where thousands pray over a person they have never met. Allah allows you to pray for such people and gain the reward of witchhood in good deeds, or more if you follow the funeral. This is a mercy to you because it is easy reward, and a mercy to the deceased because it increases the number of people praying for them. When you are gone, perhaps centuries later, your name may be forgotten, but your faith will still connect you to those who come after, as they make the same supplications you once made for those before you. Part of Allah's generosity is that when you make du'a for others, you also earn benefit yourself. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Whoever seeks forgiveness for the believing men and women, Allah will record a good deed for him for every believing man and woman." Of the more than 100 billion souls who have passed, how many were believers? And how many good deeds are written for you when you ask forgiveness for them? But this was never meant to be only about you. There is a deeper level of empathy we may overlook. When we see the suffering of our living brothers and sisters, we feel compelled to pray for them. The Prophet ﷺ said, "The example of the believers in their love, mercy, and compassion for each other is like that of one body. When one part suffers, the whole body responds with sleeplessness and fever." Imagine if, upon visiting a Muslim graveyard, you could see people being punished in their graves worse than anything seen on our screens. What du'a would you make for them? May Allah ease your loneliness, have mercy on your estrangement, forgive your sins, and accept your good deeds. One evening, he returned home without visiting the graves. That night, he saw a group of people in a dream. When he asked who they were, they said, "We are the people of the graves." They told him, "You used to give us a gift before returning home." When he asked what gift, they replied, "That du'a you would make for us every evening." He promised to resume, and from then on, he never neglected them. Imagine the moment that man died and met all those souls in the Barzakh. Think about meeting the people you used to pray for in Gaza, Syria, Sudan, and elsewhere. Did they feel the warmth of your supplications? What if you could witness the impact your du'a had on them, and behind them is a barrier until the day they are resurrected?